Hello students, Standard 10, Subject Social Science, Chapter number 8, Natural Resources. The weightage of this chapter in board examination is of 3 marks, which is for only one question answer. Now the chapter number 8, Natural Resources. Human needs can be satisfied partially or completely through resources. There are thousands of elements in the nature, but we cannot call all of them as resources. These elements can be called resources only when these are utilized or used by man through his special knowledge and expertise. In other words, the things on which the man is dependent, nirbhar, human needs can be fulfilled by them, and man has the physical and intellectual capacity, skill to utilize them can be called as resources. In this way, anything which is used to fulfill the human needs becomes a resource. In ancient times, man did not know about the minerals which were buried within the land. So these were not the resources at that time. But today, these are extremely more useful due to their utility and the development which took place in the field of science and technique by mining. The natural resources should have both the characteristics of utility, usefulness, and capability fulfilled to do the work. The resources are made of the interaction of three things, that is nature, man, and the culture. Next one, use of resources. Resources are useful to us in many ways. We learn about its role gradually, slowly, at every stage of human life. All activities from agriculture to industries ultimately mainly depends on natural resources. Let us know more about it. Resource as a food. Various food requirements of man are fulfilled by various resources. Fruits grow naturally, various crops which are obtained through agriculture, milk and its products, and meat obtained through domestic animals, fish and other aquatic animals from reservoirs. Honey prepared by honeybees, etc., are used as food items. Next, resource as a source of raw material. Various goods obtained from forest, agro products, agricultural products, wool, hides, skins of animals, and meat available from animals, mineral ores, etc., form the raw material for many industries. Next one, resources as energy resources through which energy is generated. We use coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. as fuel in industries as well as domestic fuel, household fuel. Besides, energy can be generated, spelling mistake is there, through solar insolation, that is sunlight, wind, sea, waves, tides and ebbs, and even waterfall, etc. Now, types of resources. Resources are classified as follows. First one, on the basis of ownership. Second one, on the basis of reavailability. Third one, on the basis of distribution centers. Following are the types of resources on the basis of ownership. Let us understand these through the table. First one, individual resources. Details: owned by an individual or a family. For example is land, building, etc. Second one, natural resources, which is owned by a country or a particular region. For example, army, international trade, etc. Third one, global resources, all physical or non-physical resources which are used for human welfare. Example of resources of common ownership of all the nations of the world. Next table, resources can be classified as follows on the basis of their distribution. First one, universal resources. details useful gases which are present in the atmosphere, for example oxygen, nitrogen. Second one, generally available resources which is available easily, for example land, soil, water, pasture land. Third one, rare resources, those available at limited places, for examples mineral like coal, petroleum, copper, gold, uranium, etc. Fourth one, solitary resources, minerals available only at one or two places in the world. Cryolite, which is only available in Greenland. You could understand details of two types resources can be classified by other methods also, wherein these can be classified into two types of renewable and non-renewable resources. Some resources reproduce themselves as per their usage during a specific time. In other words, these are inexhaustible, means जो खत्म नहीं होते. For example, solar insolation, sunlight, wind, birds, animals, bioresources, etc., which falls under this category. These are called renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those which cannot be reused once they are used, or they cannot be reproduced or cannot be reformed in near future. For example, mineral, coal, natural gas, petroleum, etc. are included in these category. Next one, planning and conservation of resources. Human needs are अनलिमिटेड वाइल द रिसोर्सेज आर लिमिटेड, यानी ह्यूमन बींग्स की जो ज़रूरियात नीड्स है वो कभी ख़त्म नहीं होने वाली, जहाँ के जो रिसोर्सेज विच वी आर यूजिंग दे आर इन लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी. ड्यूरिंग लास्ट 100 years, usage of resources has increased very much due to the extraordinary development in the field of science and technology and due to population explosion. Severe implications outcome will have to be experienced in future if a serious thought is not given to this matter. Means if we will not think seriously about the uses of resources, then in near future it will be a problem for human beings. So it is the duty of all of us to conserve, protect resources for the future generations. Resources should be conserved, saved, and should be used rationally, means wisely. The word conservation is directly related to the scarcity of resources. If the resources are exploited, means when they are used without thinking at the current rate जो भी हो रहा है, where they are exploited haphazardly, means without thinking in an irregular manner and irrationally, then it will be a dream to maintain the development and the current lifestyle. Means abhi jo hum development which we are doing in the different fields and the lifestyle which we have created with the help of these resources, for us it will be a difficult to maintain in the future. It includes things like its rational usage, its conservation, protection and reusage. When there is a danger of existence on the life of a tree or a human life, the arrangement made for it is called the conservation. Let us understand about the planning and the conservation of resources in detail. First of all, gather information about the availability of utilized, unutilized, and probable resources which are found in any region or a country and make a unit in table of it. The resources which are limited or non-renewable should be exploited scientifically, means which should be used scientifically and should be used only where it is necessary to use them. Third one, attempt should be made to develop, प्रयत्न करने चाहिए to develop those resources the quantity of which can be increased, जिस resource की quantity हम increase कर सकते. The resources which are cheaper and are easily available should not be wasted, but instead they should be used sparingly for future use. Means उसका कम use करो जिससे कि वो future के लिए बच सके. Next one, Those resources which are in limited quantity should be conserved. फाइंडिंग इट्स ऑल्टरनेटिव ऑप्शन, उसका कोई अदर ऑल्टरनेटिव ऑप्शन, दूसरा ऑप्शन ढूंढना चाहिए थ्रू टेक्निकल डेवलपमेंट विच इज़ फेवरेबल फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म, जो लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए अच्छा साबित हो सकता है. Necessary laws should be formed for the conservation of resources and should be enforced strictly. Citizens should be well informed with all facts which are associated with the rational usage of resources, and a public awareness should be cultivated. Next one, soil formation. Generally, the part of the surface of the earth wherein jahan the vegetation grows is known as the soil. The soil is a thin layer which is made up of various elements on the surface of the earth. Minerals, humidity, humus and air are mixed up in it. The parental rocks जिसके अंदर से जो soil बनती है lies below the soil. Soil is formed due to the material available through the denudation, that is the natural process of erosion and breaking up of the rocks. Biotic remnants remains, humidity and air get mixed up with it. In other words, the soil is a natural mixture of minerals and biotic elements which have the capacity, जिसके पास capacity है to grow and develop the vegetation. Next one, soil. The uppermost layer of the crust of the earth is called soil, जिसके अंदर which contains minerals and biotic elements which are necessary for the growth and development of vegetation. Although their proportion is not the same everywhere, यानी जो soil का जो proportion है it is not the same everywhere on the earth. The soil is a layer or the surface of the matter which is formed due to the mixture of the scattered material, बिखरे हुए material का mixture of the parental rocks and vegetation. Factors of denudation prepare very thin layer through the denudation of rocks. The humus which is formed due to the disintegration or decay of vegetation or insects which is also added to this. These biotic elements play an important role in the development of vegetation. इसकी वजह से plants और का जो डेवलपमेंट होता है, जो वेजिटेशन का डेवलपमेंट होता है, इन these biotic elements play a very important role. The climatic effect in the duration of soil formation is also important and widespread, that the soil formed of different types of rocks in that region over a long time is the same. So the soil which is formed out of the same parental rocks under different climatic conditions is different. Soils are classified on the basis of their color, climate, parental rocks जिसके अंदर से वो फॉर्म हुई है, structure, humus, etc. Now next one, types of soil. Recently, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR in short, has divided the soils of India into 8 types. Of these, the mountain soil and forest soil are found at different height altitude in mountainous region. First one, alluvial soil. Second one, red soil. Third one, black soil. Fourth one, laterite soil. Fifth one, desert soil. Sixth one, mountain soil. Seventh one, forest soil. Eighth one, marshy or peat soil. From that first one in detail, that is alluvial soil, these type of soil is found over about 43% of the total area of India. यानी इंडिया के जो टोटल एरिया के अंदर है उसके अंदर से 43% this soil is found. This soil is found in the northern plains from the Brahmaputra valley in the east up to Satluj in the west, and in the delta region of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri rivers. The formation of alluvial soil is due to the alluvial deposition by the rivers. Means जो alluvial deposit होता है rivers का during the time of flood, this is the result of this soil. There is more proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and limestone in this soil, and there is less proportion of nitrogen and humus in alluvial soil. If pulses are grown in this soil, the nitrogen content which is found in this can be stabilized. उसको stabilize कर सकते हैं. Crops like wheat, paddy, sugarcane, jute, cotton, maize, seeds, etc. can be grown in this kind of soil. Now the map of India is given to you with a scale of different types of soil which are found in the different parts of India. Second one, that is red soil. It occupies about 19% of the total land of India. यानी इंडिया के अंदर 19% red soil is found. It is spread from Tamil Nadu in the peninsular India up to Bundelkhand in the north, and from Rajmahal Hills in the east up to Kutch in the west. Such soil is found in some parts of Rajasthan also. This soil is red in color due to the presence of ferric oxide. The color of red soil is red due to the presence of ferric oxide, and it becomes yellowish as we go down. Lime, gravels, and carbonate are not found in this soil. There is a deficiency of lime, magnesium, phosphate, nitrogen, and potash in this soil. Means this we cannot find in red soil. Crops like millet, cotton, wheat, jowar, linseed, groundnut, potato, etc. are grown in this soil. Next one, third number, black soil. Black or Reger soil covers about 15% of the total area of India. This soil was formed due to the spreading of Deccan lava. Such soil is found in entire Maharashtra, western Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and certain parts of Karnataka. In Gujarat, Surat, Bharuch, Narmada, Vadodara, Tapi, and Dang district have this type of soil. Lava rocks and climate play an important role in the formation of such soil. There is more amount proportion of iron, lime, calcium, potash, aluminium, and magnesium carbonates in this type of soil. It is considered to be quite fertile, means the fertility of this soil is good. This soil also has the capacity of retaining more moisture. Retaining means maintaining more moisture. Whenever the moisture rise up, जब वो सूख जाता है moisture soil के अंदर, they develop fissure, means दरारें पड़ जाती है, as you can see in the picture. Crops like cotton, linseed means अड़सी, mustard, rye, groundnut, tobacco, and urad are grown in this soil. As it is more suitable to the cotton, the soil is also known as black cotton soil. Next, fourth, laterite soil. The name laterite is derived from the Latin word later, which means a brick. Its red color is due to the iron oxide. When this soil becomes wet, जब वो सूख जाती है, जब वो गीली हो जाती है, when it becomes wet, it becomes smooth like butter, and when it dries, जब वो सूख जाती है, it becomes very hard. It is formed due to the change of dry and moist climate and due to the prevention of silica based material. Means we cannot find silica kind of material in such soil. Silica means earth. This soil has developed in the higher area of peninsular plateau of India. The soil contains more of iron, potash, and aluminium. The soil is less fertile, but cotton, paddy, ragi, a kind of a millet, sugarcane, tea, coffee, cashew, etc. can be grown after using fertilizers. Fifth number is desert soil. This type of soil is seen in the areas where the climate is arid, means dry or semi-arid. The soil is sandy and infertile. It contains more dissolved minerals. Rajasthan, Haryana and southern Punjab have these type of soil. In Gujarat, these type of soil is found in Kutch and some parts of Saurashtra. With irrigation water facility, crops like millet and jowar can be cultivated in this soil. Next, sixth one is mountain soil. These type of soil is found in the valley and slopy regions of Himalayas at an altitude height of about 2700 to 3000 meters. Its layer is very thin, patla hota hai, and is underdeveloped. This soil is found in Assam, Darjeeling, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Kashmir. In Himalayas, the soil is found at a general altitude, general height के ऊपर, where in the regions where pine and cheat trees are found. Seventh number is forest soil. This type of soil is found within the altitude height between 3000 meters to 3100 meters in the coniferous forest of Himalayas, Sahyadri, Eastern Ghats and the Terai regions of Himalayas. The surface of the earth is covered by the shaded leaves of the trees and the upper part of the land, जो ऊपर का हिस्सा होता है लैंड का, it becomes black due to the increase in the humus caused due to the decaying leaves. It changes into black or red color while going down within the land. Besides tea, coffee, spices, masale, other crops like wheat, maize, barley, paddy, etc. are also taken. This soil is found in very limited areas. Next one, eighth number, marshy or peaty soil. This type of soil develops in humid region due to the gathering accumulation of biotic elements. During rainy season, this land is submerged, वो डूबा रहता है अंडर वाटर, एंड व्हेन द वाटर रिसीड्स जब पानी कम हो जाता है या पानी उतर जाता है, पैडी कैन बी ग्रोन इन इट. देयर इज एन एक्सेस more amount of biotic element and minerals in such soil, but it shows inefficiency, means we cannot find in such soil like phosphate and potash. Such soil is found in Odisha, West Bengal, coastal Tamil Nadu, central areas of northern Bihar and in Almora district of Uttarakhand. The soil has very limited extents, means there is not much amount of such soil. Next one, soil erosion, which you have already studied in your lower classes. So erosion means the transportation of land particles from one place to another with the help of moving air and water. In other words, the faster transportation of the particles of the surface land to other place by natural forces is called soil erosion. It takes many years to form the upper layer. If the soil particles are carried away because of heavy rain or by storming wind, the agriculture production will decrease. It is extremely necessary important to maintain these upper layer for agriculture. So the soil erosion should be prevented, means stopped. Here the picture shows the soil erosion of some places. Now next topic, measures to prevent soil erosion. Control the grazing activity on the land, which is done by cattle. Plantation should be carried out in contour method in slopy regions. A contour method means it is a type of planting trees on slopes, across the slopes. Next one, plant trees in fallow land. Fallow land means where a farm is left for a single one season, nothing is grown on that farm for one season. So during that planting of trees should be done on such land. Construct check dams where there are streams. Cultivate very deeply in the field to reduce the speed of the water. Next one, soil conservation. Soil conservation means to prevent the soil erosion, stop the soil erosion and to maintain its quality. Soil conservation is directly connected to retain the soil particle at their original place. Different remedies are used at different places in the world according to its location and problems. If the soil is not conserved, protected, then there are chances of flood which enhances develops the risk against lives and properties. Thus, soil conservation is very much necessary. Here in the column, surface runoff water is given to you. The picture shows the flow of water is faster over the slopes. If water having faster flow percolates less in soil, means which filters and absorbed by the soil in very less proportion. But if you see the picture in the next column, water harvesting, storing of water in the terraced slope, most of the water is stored therein. So a large amount of water can be stored in particular farming. Water accumulated on terraces percolates slowly and raises the groundwater level. Now, remedies for soil conservation. What can be done to conserve the soil? The roots of the trees in forest cover hold up the soil particles. Next, plant trees in the river gorges, deep and narrow valley near the rivers and on mountain slopes. A series of trees should be grown near a desert region to prevent the wind with more velocity, means speed. It will stop the advancing increasing desert. The river flood should be controlled by diverting their flow in other rivers or in dry river बेड्स, यानी सूखी रिवर के अंदर उनका फ्लो डाइवर्ट करना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट वन, द अनरिस्ट्रिक्टेड पास्चरिंग लूजन्स the soil layer on the mountains. It should be prevented. The picture which you see, that is of terraced farm, and the next one, that is of horizontal cultivation. Next point is in regard to that, methods like horizontal cultivation, terraced farms, etc. should be implemented. Humus content should be added to the soil which has lost its fertility. For example, organic manure can be used. By implementing these remedies, soil can be conserved, protected. The conservation of soil is a strong necessity today. Government, society, and the people should work together for its conservation. Thank you.